No crew is taking credit. It's a very different kind of special, man. Would have ran away from so many venues. It's not even funny. It's a ticking time bomb for anyone who's giving opinion that eventually they'll get to you.
Hi guys, my name is Shantanu Sanghvi and we're at the DeadAnt office with Masoom Rajwani. We're going to speak to him about his upcoming special called Taboo Talk.
I'm releasing it on YouTube because no platform will buy it. I'm not big enough and I'm political. So special is just a term for it. It's just done differently. There are a lot of elements to it that make it a special apart from the material as well. The venue can't be revealed. No crew is taking credit. It's a very different kind of special, man.
What are some of the taboo talks that you're doing in this?
Everything that I was told you can't joke about. A lot of politics, questioning parents, questioning general authority like why arrange marriage and all, why respect teachers. It's a position.
How are you preparing for it? Are you going to go to Tamil Nadu?
I'm invited.
Okay.
I've been invited कि तुझे आना है तो आजा. I'm right now detached from the show because I recorded that in May and I've been working on new material since. So the excitement is just to upload something new. It's a collaborative body of work. A lot of people helped me pull this off. I'll just upload and see how it's received. I don't know. There's no set preparation.
But are you anticipating some kind of...
I always anticipate. किसी को comment section में धमकी देने को क्या ही जा रहा है यार?
With the kind of comedy you do, there are people who get offended.
Get upset, yeah.
So do you have a way where if somebody gets upset, this is how I'm going to deal with them?
Yeah, just because you are upset, that doesn't mean you're right. Secondly, if you disagree with me, don't ruin the show for the 80 other people who are enjoying this. We can debate this outside. And thirdly, like it's like sex. ये 10 minute चलेगा तो मेरे को वापस कभी नहीं देखेगा. We can move on with our lives. You can disagree with a joke, but there's no need to threaten someone's security. If that's your approach, we can have a civil conversation once I get off stage. Just because you're upset, that doesn't mean you're right. But that also doesn't mean just because you're upset, that means you're wrong. You can be right. So if you're angry, I would love to hear you out. Always it reaches to let's agree to disagree. Most of the people, they are like, ye galat aur aisa kaisa bola. It's also because that's the most common narrative. People in power have portrayed that if you disagree with someone, voice your opinion. But I don't know where this opinion goes when a comedian is threatened कि इसके गले में टायर डाल के जला देंगे. It's a ticking time bomb for anyone who's giving opinion that eventually they'll get to you. Everyone's in the queue. Just because you're not being attacked right now, that doesn't mean you won't get attacked. Now they have figured out a blueprint that creating ruckus and chaos gets eyeballs. So it's not about who's saying, it's about who can be attacked, which is something that everyone needs to realize. And when you start stand-up, your first thing is I need to get the laughs. So it just so happened that I was like, ye koi baat nahi kar raha hai. It was what me, Kamra, Dudeja, like a bunch of comics who were actively questioning parents or whatever. I was like, this works, I'll do it. Then I got backlash for it. And that's when I was like, how can you stop me from saying it? Because my speech was stifled. I was like, I need to understand why was this the case. Because I did it as an honest, sincere thing कि बस मैं stage पे जा रहा हूँ, मुझे laugh लेना, and that's where it ends. I wasn't aware that it comes with consequence. In my head, you only faced consequence when you were big. I never thought at an open mic in front of 20 people, you can also face consequence. So that's when I was like, why did this person get angry? And why is it so common? And why are we such easy targets? I realized, oh, it's very politically driven. These are the things they believe in. Why do they believe in it? Make fun, get them more angry, run away from venues. Would have ran away from so many venues. It's not even funny. Like, most venues, मेरे को उनका exit पता है.
और वो use कितनी बार करना पड़ा?
No, in 10 years, 10 times.
Was there even for a slight second where you were like, maybe political comedy नहीं करनी चाहिए?
But I did not know anything else. It happened when I was 20 to 23. I wasn't unable to understand why this happened, and I wasn't able to figure out what else can be done. Because my routine is such that I get on stage every day. So if I'm getting on stage the very next day of that happening, मैं overnight तो joke नहीं लिख सकता हूँ. जो कल कर रहा था वही मैं वापस आज करूँगा. So I tried censoring myself as much as I could so that this doesn't happen again. But net the ballpark of it was still questioning things without offending people. But I didn't change the way I looked at comedy.
Tell us a little bit about your new R, Beta Male, Beta.
Firstly, the name. It's because everyone's trying to be alpha. I don't want to be that alpha. And second, it's better to call it a beta show than a trial show. The way I want this final product to look like is, I want to write, say, 6 bits of 10 minutes each. I write the name of the bit on a sheet of paper. I distribute that amongst the audience. And then you tell me which will be the first set, which will be the second set, which will be the third set. So every show is a different show for me. I don't know what the opening bit is. I don't know what the closing bit is.
But that, okay, that kind of messes
Yeah, which is what makes the show stronger, because then every bit will be an opening bit and a closing bit. I need to have every piece ready and figure out the segue in every show. Otherwise, the show is very monotonous. With this, every show is a different show. Also, any show can be a disastrous show.
I'm assuming you've done a couple of rounds.
Done it once. I ate shit. Like, it was so bad, I honestly thought I should give refund. They came in with the expectation of what they have seen online. What I'm trying to attempt is not something that is there online. There is more of a theme that you're not in control. It's an illusion.
How did you come up with this concept?
So every show that I attempt to do, I have chits in my bag. I'm just like, I can just do a regular show and look cool. In my head, I have an opening bit, I have a middle, I have a closing. It might not be the strongest right now, but the audience won't go back home disappointed. If I attempt this, I can look like a total idiot कि ये paper मांग रहा है, joke भी नहीं है इसके पास. I was like, there has to be something risky apart from getting beaten up by audience. Craft-wise also, there needs to be something more challenging. What the show is about is still fairly political, still fairly anti-establishment. As and when the material grows, I'll flesh it out and get rid of this so that the show looks different. But right now, it's in the ballpark of what my thoughts were when I recorded the show Taboo Talk.
Do you see yourself going out on the road with it?
This is how I tour. It's not when the show is ready. It's how good the climate of that city will be for my journey to be worth it. Like if I'm going to Delhi, I would like to go in winters. If I'm going to Nagpur, I would like to go in winter. Those certain things. Otherwise, I can just go on tour and the worst thing, it's a bad show. Might as well go there and have like a different experience.
You've been very unconventional with the entire social media thing. Instagram, you only became active
1.5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you suddenly did this 100 reels in 100 days.
People say be consistent. So I was like, let me just check how right this theory is. And since I haven't uploaded something for 10 years, I always had material that I wasn't that attached to. So I just compiled it into an hour-long theme. And I was like, let me bombard social media and see what happens. Which is also something that I'm doing with this special. I think there are 50 reels. I'll upload them every alternate day for 100 days. I just always want to be in a place where I can get on stage and try jokes, and people who like my comedy keep coming and watching me. That's the base. Anything above that is always welcomed, and I'll be more than happy.
Actually, can you tell me a little about what made you get up on stage?
It was all the cool guys on YouTube back then. And I was just like, shit, you can do this. You can go on stage, talk about smoking. There's no dress code. You can abuse and all. So I saw this. I consumed it like a proper student. I knew all the comics before I got on stage. I knew all of them. I knew all their jokes proper 10-12 बार देख के consume कर लिया था. Then I quit college for this. And I was like, I don't want to do this with a backup option. So when I got on stage, I was very clear that I need to give this a year or 2 years. I was also under the impression that I'll only be getting on stage once a week, which luckily changed later. I was just getting on stage left, right, and center.
What were some comedians who inspired you to maybe do this?
Indian inspiration, like most people, was Varun Grover. I remember Varun Grover has a clip where he makes fun of all the Congress politicians just in one joke. That's very ballsy. To get such a big platform and to attack a politician over there, that too in the new age stand-up format, not the old mimicry, mele mein jaake. Of course, that's also anti-establishment. But I was like, मैंने new way में नहीं देखा. So I was like, this is very interesting. Then when I started the scene, Dudeja and all were fairly political, questioning things. Then I saw Kamra become political. Daniel was political back then also. I was like, these are very few comics trying to attempt something different. It's worth seeing if I can do this as well. I luckily found interest in it. It also was like, oh, I get to be the smart guy in the room. Now I know that that's not how it works. But initially I was like, shit, all of these people are smart.
Tell us a little about those initial years when you started doing comedy. Any memorable gigs? Any particularly bad gigs that you remember?
Particularly bad. There was one gig Habitat used to do Thursday shows where people used to try new material. And the thing with new material is that I need to try it for a while for it to be perfect. So मैंने last Thursday perform किया, मैं ये Thursday वापस गया, I got on stage, then somebody yelled same jokes. So I'm flustered. So I do my act, I get off stage. Ronak Rajani was hosting. Ronak tells that lady what you did was wrong. Then Ronak calls me back on stage and says, you can do whatever you were trying. And then I did those jokes and they didn't work. And when I got off stage, I just had tears in my eyes. That what a horrible thing. He didn't intentionally put me through it, but I was still like, what a dick move, man.
Any particularly good gig?
No, I just don't let that thought linger. Big fan of Kanan, big fan of Biswa. Puneet I like, Kamra I like Uruj, I like Manjeet, there's a comedian called Vidushi Swaroop, I really like Vidushi. Shrija I like, Yeah, 8 comics. Everyone's welcome. Yeah, be it a right winger, be it a left winger, be it kids who like dark jokes, they don't get there's moral compass in it. Everyone's welcome. And if you don't like, there are no refunds. Maybe I'll give a refund.